So, folks, over the weekend, I had the pleasure of speaking with a trio of new investors who picked up their first property, a sixplex in Florida. And it really got me thinking when that conversation was over. I haven't really put myself in that position in a while, right? The millionaires that we speak to each week on this channel have all kind of been there, done that. We do a decent job of X's and O's, if you will, kind of the process. But I want to go back to our beginning and talk about something that maybe is underappreciated about our early journey and maybe we don't talk about enough, because I think a lot of people need to realize there were some things that maybe looked hard or was a problem but actually turned into a blessing. I certainly know what I'm going to reference, but I will go last so I don't kind of skew the conversation. Matt, I think we'll go to you first. What was something early in your journey looking back on that you now like, I'm glad I went through that?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess staying alive,
Staying alive? You
just
mean
staying
alive,
alive.
alive? Or you mean,
Yeah, no, like alive in business, like
oh,
stay,
yeah, yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
just staying alive. Like that was the whole impetus for my course. Oh shit, I'm a landlord. Now what?
Right.
I had, it was Navy SEAL 6 team like action to stay alive and not go bankrupt when 08 and 09 happened. And people who have been doing it for even the last just 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, two, one, today, the next year, it's not, let's be positioned for explosive growth. No, 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 no. Nope. You better know and learn how to stay alive. You better learn and understand the little things that you should be doing in your business to get it to grow. But more importantly, stay alive. So often I hear from new people, new investors, or even people that have just been doing it for a few years. I just want to grow faster. I want to go faster. I want to go faster, says every bankrupt investor ever.
Yeah.
Almost all of them grew too fast and they ended up blowing up, and not in a good way. And so the thing that people need to understand, that's why we cover 50% of my course is how to stay alive. It's how to do the things that you need to do to keep going, keep your business afloat and looking for opportunity, but making sure that you never even have to consider, what does our exit look like if we have to go bankrupt because everybody stopped paying. So the thing that I'm grateful for now is that I had to do that, because that made me an amazing operator. And that's why I built the course. It made me an amazing operator.
How long was that? Because again, the Navy SEAL analogy was right. Because again, you were set up with, I forget, 5, 6, 7 units down to one.
Yeah.
How long was that? When you look back, it maybe feels like a blip, but was it 9 months? Was it 2 years?
No,
How,
it
how
was, yeah, it was legit. Like that entire process was like, '07 was bad. '08 got horrible. '09, it still felt like garbage. And then like finally in 2010, you're like, okay, I don't think we're not going to go bankrupt. So it was like 2 solid years
you were
of
just surviving, no new
just
acquisitions, nothing.
no, nothing. Well, so that's what birthed the strategy of house hacking
Okay.
from a small duplex perspective, because we needed to move. And in order to move, we didn't qualify for any investment, anything. We could only buy a home. And I was like, and with how bad the business has gotten, we're not in a position. This is phenomenal. There's two of them
We
now.
got two Dions. One
Um,
of them looks paused, and the other one's going on.
but we're in a position where we had to move. We had to get another place. And the only option that we had was to house hack, because I said, we can't afford another mortgage. We just can't. We have to find a way to do something where I can show the bank that we're not going to really pay anything. And our first duplex house hack ended up, I think it was $300 or $200 out of pocket. The first year it was $200 a month out of pocket. And that's the only way I could make that deal work, because we were
Yeah.
so getting drubbed by the
Right.
market in the other stuff that was in a bad area, that was properties that went from D to C to B down to C minus really fast.
Right. Yeah, the other thing that's really interesting about your story is Anna Kelly talks about her house hacking being the thing that
Yeah,
saved her in the Great
for sure.
Recession.
For
Right?
sure.
She was set up, very risky job, all the things going on, everything went sideways, but house hacking saved her.
Yep.
She talks about that a bunch.
Yeah, for
Uh, so
sure.
so Dion, what was something early in your journey that you look back on? You're like, I don't know if you want to say I'm glad I went through that, but it's an underappreciated aspect.
hoping the Wi-Fi works well enough and isn't too laggy. I had to leave once and come back. So everybody knows in this video, I'm in Portugal and the internet is a little bit slow where I'm at. The thing that matters to me the most when I was first starting is if they're watching your content, they're probably already past that. I wasn't educated. I thought I was going to replace my income, right? Invest in real estate with no education, no books, no podcasts, no audiobooks. I failed so bad. I tried to give my house away. 2010, I was like, yep, I can't do this. I've lost so much money in my first year. I was uneducated, doing everything wrong. And luckily I was underwater on my house and couldn't give it away, and decided to educate myself. So when we're first starting out, if you're in this community, you're already past the biggest hurdle that I had, but you probably know some investors who are just trying to do it on their own. And I think the thing that we can really do is share one rental at a time with people that have one or two rentals that are wondering why they're just failing. I just had a one-on-one call with a gentleman whose aunt is self-managing 7 rentals and kind of struggling because she's doing it all on her own with really, and I don't know if she's read any books, but she's not into any kind of content by people who are doing this. And so what he's trying to do, which I think is really smart, is learn from us, house hack, help her get better at what she's doing, kind of like a proxy education. I can't, what do you call it? Say it hard enough, strong enough that you need to educate yourself. You need to know what's coming, how to find a lease, how to screen tenants, how to find a handyman, how to talk to contractors, how to negotiate during a sale, all of those things. It's not something you want to figure out on your own while you're making commitments for $300,000 or $400,000.
Yeah. So the one for me actually goes back to something that's not even real estate oriented, right? It's actually in the Get Your Money Right course, that $99 course, which both of you've helped with. Is I had to go back and audit my expenses. Olivia and I were living basically paycheck to paycheck. We were spending 100% of our income. So we had no additional savings. And it was that realization that really allowed us to turbocharge our business years later. So we do an exercise where we, basically tracked every penny. Then we went down and we did a needs versus want assessment, and we tried to be as honest as we could. And it's embarrassing how many wants were on that. And over the course of about 18 months, we went down to 50%. So we were saving roughly 50% of our take-home pay. And that was life-changing. The ability to have the income snowball, as Dion is educating me, it's a great name, was so much more powerful when we were living on way below our means. Now, not everybody can get to 50%, right. but spending 100% of your income is not a recipe for success, especially heading into a recession. All of these things may or may not be coming for you and your family, but that is what allowed us. Because again, our journey started, I think, in 2002. By 2004 or 5, we're saving a bunch of money. Then, we 1031, and then we get into the Great Recession, and we're, every month we're saving thousands of dollars because we're still living. We did this for a decade, probably 12 years. We lived, maybe it wasn't always a half, but certainly 60%, or we were saving 40%. And I don't think enough people realize it. I talk about how to get started one rental at a time, your buy box, daily discipline, networking. That's all great stuff, but it doesn't work if we don't take an honest assessment of where we are. And I call that getting your money right. So that's mine. That's what I wanted to share. Dion, where can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom, and at diontalk.com.
There you go. And Matt, how about you? Check out Dion's course. I saw the syllabus. It's awesome. I mean, I know him. So we've had these all of those conversations we've had, and it's valuable. Even as an investor of 137 units, I still learn things from Dion. Earmuffs, Dion. I don't want you to hear the rest of this.
Yeah, I don't want you to hear this. No big ego for
No.
Dion.
But I still learn from him, and it's amazing because I reach out to Mike, I reach out to Dion. Thankfully, they don't charge me an hourly fee, and I reach out to them. And I just say, hey, here's a scenario. What are your thoughts? Just somebody to bounce it off of and weigh in, because you don't want to be put in the position where you're trying to figure things out on your own. So Dion's point of education is critical. I think between the three of us, we probably address everything that you would ever need to be concerned about when it comes to figuring out your finances, how to buy, how to manage, how to do rehab construction, create processes, position yourself for growth. It's all those things. So I'm thankful that I get to work with you guys and that we're also friends. But yeah, I'm thankful I get to work with you. And like I said, forget about Lumberjack Landlord. Check out Dion's course. I'm excited.
Yeah,
for
I would tell you to go to diontalk.com as well. Because again, if you've gone back and watched our playlist, only one of us is a teacher.
True
it's
story.
Not Matt. It's not Matt, and
not
it's not me. So it's that
Mm-mm.
other guy. It's that other guy. Well, guys,
Also,
oh, go ahead.
Only one of us is lazy. And my systems had to work for a lazy person. So only check it out if you're lazy.
It's true. It's true.
With that, we'll have a good day. All right, folks. Take care.